intro.
Yep.
Hey guys, welcome back for round two. I'm Tom, this is Dan. We're getting ready for Jim Pease on the left versus Brian Atkins on the right. Grixis Control versus Blue Lag Midrange. Who do you got?
This is really interesting. I want to say that Grixis should get this because it has just more versatility. It has things like Angrath and Bolas.
It definitely has a little bit of a bigger package. I think Brian's avenue to victory here is the synergies that his deck provides. You know what I mean? The fact that his deck, the disinformation campaign's working well with Surveil, just all these little things that can help him grind out this game if he's gonna.
Yeah, and I think Nightveil Predator's the answer in the matchup, to be honest. But
yeah, Nightveil Predator is a card that I kind of put on the map. I'm not gonna lie. I did that. That was me.
All you, right?
All me.
Yeah, seems good. Good turn 2 play.
Yeah.
I think this is where Brian can just get steamrolled, maybe?
Well, Thought Erasure is a good way not to get steamrolled.
Yeah. So we see Dream Eater here. Gonna take your Thought Erasure.
Yeah, that's definitely the correct take there.
Yeah. Easy. It's wait, I gotta get out my paper so I can...
Basically leaving Bryant with a dead cast down, essentially, and a Dream Eater, which is infinity away from being cast.
Right, yeah. I mean, Jimmy definitely has time to draw it, but the only thing is he has no blue sources right now. So he has to flip his treasure map to do that.
Right, and by the time he's ready to cast the Dream Eater, he'll have done that, and he'll probably have found some blue mana to cast the thing. But right now, his hand is just a whole lot of nothing.
Yep.
Whereas you can see in Brian's hand, he's got a Doom Whisper. He's got a disinformation campaign. Got some lands, a removal spell. So I really like Brian's position here.
Yeah.
The problem for Jimmy right now is that both his mana situation is bad and his spells in his hand are bad. You know what I mean? That's the advantage of being on blue-black versus Grixis here, is his mana's a lot better for Brian. Not only that, he just doesn't necessarily have cards that are going to line up well against what Brian's doing, just because of how much dead weight he's going to have game one.
So what's going on here is Brian I don't remember having a Doom Whisper in my hand. I shouldn't show it to you here. I think I might have drawn an extra card. And just to let you know, Brian, you did not draw an extra card that was in your opening hand.
Oh, Brian.
But hey, at least he was honest, trying to be honest, even though literally nothing happened. He didn't draw an extra card.
That's a power play from Brian there. He's saying, I don't need it.
I mean, in a sense, but he is on camera, so that does kind of be like, hey, I'm going to...
Yeah, and there, he Moto bugged it right back into his hand, so it doesn't really matter. He's going to get rewarded for being a good player.
Yep.
Being a generally good guy. And you know what? Brian Atkins, one of our better local players. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Nice dude. I like Brian.
He likes race cars.
He likes race cars a lot. So we're just going to see some scrying here from Jimmy and passing the turn. He picked himself up one blue land so far in a nickel bolas.
That's all you need.
I mean, his hand is shaping up. I was saying he's going to need a lot of help off the top of his deck to really make his hand function in this game, but he is seeming to get there.
Especially with this treasure map going to be flipping here.
Right. He's going to have a lot of free sources of mana if he wants it.
Discovery Dispersal.
Was that a discovery? I thought I saw a Sinister Sabotage.
It looked like a split card to me.
I don't know. He did it too quick for me to see, really. We'll find out in a minute.
Yep. I'm pretty sure it was a Discovery Dispersal because I saw some mana, and typically you can't see mana when they scry.
Fair enough.
Oh,
yep, you were right.
All right, so we got a flip treasure map. We got 3 treasures here. What do we see here? Do we see him waste one of these and play the Bolas?
No, I really don't like that. Yeah, I like just doing this Discovery Dispersal. You have an emergency removal spell if you need it.
Bin both.
Yeah, it has been both of those.
Yep. All right, so drew another land. Ooh.
Well, he does want to be. He does want to be hitting his land drops here.
Right.
That's not the correct land, though.
Right. Yeah, he wants another blue source.
Yeah.
It's like, did I play a land this turn?
You did, I think.
No, he did not. He was on the play.
I don't know, man. I worked a long day today.
Mm-hmm.
He's flipping treasure maps and stuff. Back to Brian here.
Yeah, I think just play your land and pass. You know he has the cast down in hand for your Doom Whisper that you have. So
Yeah, you can't just throw it into it.
Just pass, and then you. Okay.
Okay. I guess he is gonna just send it into the grinder.
Yeah, throw it away.
Send it.
It's like, yep.
I mean, he knows he's getting back his disinformation
okay,
campaign.
I see. He's gonna surveil. So.
Hostage taker, Night Veil Predator. I like what he did. He put the Night Veil Predator on top, followed by the Hostage Taker. Seems pretty good to me against Jimmy's Nicol Bolas here.
Yeah.
Which I do think we're going to just see him deploy.
Yeah, I would. But it does strip him away from blue, except for those treasures, so... It's like, discard, don't care.
Yeah, get rid of my dead Moment of Craving. Totally fine.
Yep. See what we got. We got another disinformation campaign.
No, that was a Night Veil Predator.
Oh.
That was the one he scried to the top off the surveil. Or surveilled, pardon me.
Those gold cards just look all the same to me.
They do.
All of them. Just like Bolas, all of them are just like, that's clearly disinformation campaign, right?
Clearly.
All of them. Every single gold card in the format is now disinformation campaign. Don't care what colors it is.
4 mana.
Yep.
Vraska's Contempt.
It makes sense. He's, make him use his treasures for blue or
Get it.
resolve it,
Send it.
And then Brian goes back to 20. Boom. Look at that.
Grindin'.
What do we see from Jimmy over here?
I think that was a detection tower, maybe? Yeah, off the top, and then an island. Jimmy with the nice beta basics here.
Yep. And got the other island, so we just see him pass and... or draw. That works too.
Yeah, no, you draw there for sure. See what you got. Yep, that's why you get rewarded. You find a disinformation campaign. I like deploying that.
Yeah, I haven't played enough of this deck or against this deck to really know when to do certain things, but
I have played a lot of it, so I do like deploying it in that situation.
Yeah.
Brian's
Especially with
only
2
on
cards.
3 cards.
And you know that one of
at
them's a
that point.
disinformation campaign.
Right.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
both of these decks are kind of doing the same thing. You can see that they both share a lot of the same cards: disinformation campaigns, discovery dispersals.
Yep.
The only difference really is their ways to win. You know what I mean? Their engines are very much the same, but you can see Brian on his 4 is playing Night Veil Predator. Jimmy's playing Nicol Bolas on 4.
Right.
It's just different ways, but they're both basically discard control decks at the end of the day.
Yeah. This detection tower now seems really good.
Yeah, no kidding. And we're gonna see here
Activate detection tower. Target
to make Brian's creatures lose hexproof to end a turn.
and
Then he's
boom.
gonna cast this Dream Eater. This is all during his own main phase, bouncing the Night Veil Predator back to Brian's hand, and then surveilling 4.
Yeah, I like that when Brian only has 2 mana up.
Well, I don't know. Did Jimmy have the Vraska's Contempt at that point?
I don't think so.
Or did he draw that? No, he had to have. He didn't draw another card after the Dream Eater.
Huh.
So I really don't like deploying the Night Veil the Dream Eater there. Then I think you should just Vraska's Contempt it. Because now you're going to have to use another card on it,
Yeah. I guess so, yeah. See a Ral Zurich. Viceroy, not Victory. I messed that up the other day.
Well, if you are just going to draw a Ral, is he going to do it now? You
Yep.
see, now I don't like doing it. I think you're supposed to play a Ral and then use the Detection Tower to use Ral to kill it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now you've got an active Planeswalker and a 4/3 flyer. You see, that he would have gotten very much rewarded for a somewhat suboptimal line last turn by drawing that Ral Zurich and using the Detection Tower there to kill it. Because now the onus truly is on Brian to have a Vraska's Contempt, which he does have in hand.
Well, with the detection tower, the Ral wouldn't have been on top if it weren't for the Dream Eater.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying...
Oh, okay. You're saying he's rewarded for doing that suboptimal
Right.
line. Okay.
Right, it was suboptimal because he already had the... and he's going to discard the Vraska's Contempt, too. So I really...
Because we know he has a hostage taker.
I really still think that, you're supposed to gamble there and hoping he doesn't have that second Vraska's Contempt. You know what I mean? And now you would still have a Ral here.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have all your mana to play things. I don't know, maybe just a bit of missequencing.
Yeah, I think we could
But
probably...
That seems, like another
Oh,
suboptimal
look at
line
the
there,
top
but not
of
from
that.
Jimmy. Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Mm.
I don't like Brian playing the hostage taker on the Dream Eater necessarily.
Yeah, especially when you're at 16, I think you can buy yourself some time.
Well, because the thing is, it's going to get to ETB again.
Yeah, that is true.
So did Brian not, or Jimmy not bounce something?
I guess not.
I would have liked to see him
And then
bounce
Brian's
the,
just gonna scoop to that. Okay.
Well, he's going to scoop it up, but I think he should have bounced the Thief of Sanity at least.
Yeah.
Questionable. Am I missing something?
I'm not sure. I mean, because if you're missing it, I'm missing it as well.
They're going to brutalize us in the YouTube comments if we're wrong, so we'll know by that.
Probably,
Let us know
yeah.
just how actually dumb we are, if we are. But, maybe some suboptimal lines there from Jimmy and Brian, honestly. Brian doing that hostage taker play, really bad. You can't let him do an ATB again. I would rather you just take the 4 damage.
Last week we saw, or it was either last week or 2 weeks ago, we saw him hostage taker some card. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was a Tristani or whatever it was. And then his opponent had a Tristani out and he cast it. And then his opponent was like, I'll take that back.
Jeez.
So yeah, Brian.
I would have really, if you're going to deploy
taker.
the hostage
Be
taker
careful.
there, you take the treasure. You know what I mean? You just eat the treasure so he can't draw another card off of it. Because there's no really, if you're going to deploy it there, you know what I mean?
Mm.
You can't let him do that Surveil 4 again. Along with, he forgot to bounce a permanent, but he would have just returned his thief. So,
Yeah.
be more careful, guys. Play a little more cleanly. That's not just to those two. That's just in general. I'm guilty of this too, not playing the most clean. Dude, just slow down, I would say, is just the best advice I can give everyone, including myself, is just slow down and think a little more,
Yeah, I do the same thing sometimes. I'm just like, I got this win. Oh, man. Like, I went to combat and forgot to activate the 1/1 that mentors. Give +2/+0, and you can mentor.
Oh, Goblin Banneret.
Yeah, it was like, it's Goblin something. Goblin Banneret. I forgot to activate it before combat, went to attacks. And then I was like, oh, if I just pump that and then went to attacks, I have lethal. But yeah, I forgot to do it, so I only got 1 pump on my Swiftblade Vindicator.
Oh.
And it would have been lethal because I had, any way he blocked, he was taking exactly 8.
Mm-hmm.
And he was at 8.
Bad beats. We saw me do a similar thing on camera recently last week against Jason when I just basically threw my Lyra into the grinder.
You're like, what's combat? I don't know what that is. Pass the turn.
Yeah, it looks like I just throw my Lyra into the grinder.
No, it doesn't look like it does. You did.
I did. Okay, that's fair. I did throw my Lyra into the meat grinder of Vraska.
Yeah, you're just like,
it just said go. Didn't attack with the Night Veil Predator.
Yeah,
so
like,
we're all guilty of doing shit like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just PSA, guys. Just spend 5-10 more seconds thinking about your play before you actually make it. At least, you know what I mean? Do it yourself.
Oh, and RTFC.
Read the fucking card.
Like Tristani, read it. Bottom ability matters.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
I got blown the fuck out by Tristani's bottom ability randomly. Yeah. I took somebody's, some dork with a hostage taker, you know what I mean? And then he plays a Tristani, and I'm like, oh, cool, whatever. Well, I had already played his dork. You know what I mean? It was like a Merfolk Branchwalker or something stupid.
And it's like, cool, I get it back.
And he's like, I'll take that. And I'm like, the fuck you will. That's my Merfolk Branchwalker.
He's like, nah, it's
He's
mine.
like, read my card. I'm like,
card.
What is this commander jank? Like, what is this commander card doing in my standard format?
Yeah, it's just like, oh, that's cute. Those aren't yours anymore.
Yeah.
Well, there is one blue card that it has flash, it's 4 mana, and it's like flying or something. And it's like, you can cast this card, and any tokens that would be made under your opponent's control this turn are made under your control.
Mm.
So yeah, that, like, when someone, like, marches, you're just like, cool, they're mine. And it's like, but Tristani, it's like, no. It says under my control. They're my tokens, not yours. You never controlled them. No. You might have cast the spell. You might have controlled the spell, but I control the tokens.
We are still sideboarding here, folks. Sorry that this is taking so long. They're just taking their sweet time.
Yeah, we're just going to ramble about random stuff. Like,
Rambling. That's all we do here is ramble.
We're going to ramble on and sing our song.
Ramble on.
Yeah. Led Zeppelin. Just
Ramble on.
Yeah. Sing our song.
You can't go that far. That's copyright infringement,
Oh,
bro.
oh, sorry.
Like,
I
relax.
gotta bleep that out.
Yeah.
You're right. Just like,
Beep. Ramble on. Yeah.
You're right. I can't do the little drumming portion either. Like,
Yeah.
just can't do that. I mean, man, this is taking a while on the sideboard.
I'm calling a judge if I'm Jimmy. I'd be like, this guy is slow playing me so hard right now. Look at him.
Yeah, they would have just called me over though.
Look at him though. Look at this.
Yeah, I would have just like smacked Brian and been like, "Hey,
Jimmy's
sideboard
like-
faster."
Jimmy's just like, okay, I guess I'll pile shuffle.
Yeah, like, all right, I'm
If
done
you're just gonna
sideboarding.
take 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And look at this. We always have a theme of the week with these stupid people on camera. Yeah,
Well,
you guys
no.
heard me. You're all stupid, including me.
Do we have a theme of the week? It's like a theme of every single thing we do. It's just shuffle faster.
No. Check this out. Every week, the guys on camera do something to irk us, whether it's they're playing really badly or they're holding their cards really close to the chest. Something. This week, they're taking 2.5 hours to shuffle between each game.
Oh man, you missed the first week. Oh.
Was it bad?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally got to the point where Andrew and I were just talking about misplays and how people don't know how to do triggers.
Alright, well, it finally looks like they're about shuffled up
Oh,
here.
they just did a high five.
Oh, you missed it.
I missed it.
Damn it, Dan. Damn it, Daniel.
I'll just go home.
Yeah, go home.
I'll just go home now.
We'll get Alexander Gabriel in here, and we can both go home, because he'll do the chat by himself.
I hope Alex hears this.
Alex, I love you, buddy, but yeah,
I mean, no, he recognizes
He
it, though.
recognizes
He's just like, because like,
he's a good sport.
there was the time, the last time he went on Sunday Modern, he was sitting there, and he had just finished playing. I'm like, hey, I can't find another match. We have 20 minutes to kill. Do you want to go in there? And he's like, oh yeah, sure, I can kill 20 minutes. Do I need to be in there with anyone? And I'm like, I mean, someone's going to be there with you, but he's like, oh, okay, like that's fine. And he just talked.
Just talked.
I think it was with you, and you just like didn't get a word. Like you might have got 2 words in. It
Well,
was 20
we
minutes long.
had him sit and do guest commentary.
Oh yeah.
That's what happened, and he was, because Dustin had to use the bathroom, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
had him do guest commentary for a round of Modern, and legitimately, he talked so much that I think I got 10 words in the whole round. Like,
Yeah.
I got a couple of sentences in, but he was, and all of it was good. He's really good at what he does, but he does a lot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
There is a lot of it.
But he knows that, and that. Like,
Oh, we love
he's,
Alex.
He's very self-aware.
He
which
is the
okay.
alpha Modern player here, and he knows it.
Yeah. I mean, he plays like a deck that's not even that good.
Right, he
Like-
plays like a tier 1.75 deck,
But he just wins.
but he wins like
'Cause he
every
knows.
week with it because he's
Ooh.
Modern. He's the alpha Modern player here, man. He's just like the top dog,
This hand is risky for Jimmy. But keeping it and scrying the land, like he just got real lucky here. So yeah.
Jimmy
okay.
keeps a lot of loose hands.
Ooh.
That's why he gets tilted.
Take that treasure map. Or the thought erasure.
No.
Or the negate.
No,
or
no.
just take them all.
No, you just take the thief.
Just take everything.
Just take the
Oh,
thief.
that's a thief. I don't know why I said thought erasure. That's a thief. But just take them all. Just.
It's either the thief or the negate, and it depends on the contents of Brian's hand. I'm leaning personally toward that Thief of Sanity because that's a card that just wins games by itself.
All I gotta say is you should just take thought erasure, give it storm, cast 5 spells, and then cast thought erasure with storm, and just take all 5 of them. Just leave them with an island.
I mean, if you can do that, well done.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit.
We're going off the rails already. I mean, it happened.
Like, you know what? If you are enough of a trash person that you're just like, oh, I'm gonna like play 1,000 year
1,000 Year
storm
Storm,
deck,
yeah.
so I can make you have 7 cards in hand and then take them.
Yeah.
Like that's worse than my Esper Cancer deck, dude.
Hopefully they're not 7 lands, because then I can't take them, and then it'd be real sad. I'd be like, thought erasure 7 times, 7 lands. Dang it! I lived the dream, but not enough. We see a Dream Eater in a
Surveilled 2 to the top. He surveilled 2 lands. I was looking at him, so Jimmy's in this game. Having said that, Brian's hand is disgusting. He's got 2 Sinister Sabotages in it. Here you're for sure just taking the Thief, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it depends if you have an exact answer to it, right? So if you have an exact answer to it and you expect Jimmy to just slam it on 3, you take the negate. If you don't have an exact answer to it right now, you take the thief.
He has the hostage taker.
No, Brian's really bad with hostage taker. I wouldn't trust it. If I was him, I would be like, man, I'm just boarding this card. No, do not take that discovery dispersal, Brian.
I think he's going to.
Oh, man, that seems really bad.
But to be fair, you're looking at this hand going, you don't have an answer at all to my hostage taker. I'm going to make sure that you don't have any more answers. Because he saw his hand, he said, all you have is this island, you have these 2 discovery dispersals. You're trying to look for lands. If you leave 2 cards on top, both are probably lands.
I mean, it doesn't seem... I mean, he does have the cast down.
Okay, but
if that's what I'm saying. If he has the cast down, it makes it a lot better.
Yeah, but if he could have hostage takered there, played the thief this turn...
No, I'm never taking a hostage taker there. Personally, unless it's my only answer.
Yeah.
But if hostage taker's my only answer, I'm just taking it with the thought erasure.
Yeah. I just realized I've not been paying attention to their life totals, like, at all.
I mean, their life totals really don't matter in this matchup, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We'll just know who wins.
I think Jimmy's at 18. I think he shocked himself once.
So Jimmy's going to go for the negate on this discovery dispersal here. I don't know about that. Brian's going to negate back.
Oh, the way he did that, I thought he just negated his own, like, discovery dispersal. And I'm like, oh, that's dumb. No one ever do that.
I mean, my way of playing control, I never counter the cantrips if my opponent has, like, 4 cards in hand.
Yeah, the only time I ever counter a cantrip is if my opponent's really stuck on land.
They're stuck
like,
on...
If they're on, like, 2 lands and I'm on 6, I'm like, I can waste this counter spell on this.
Well, it's not wasting, it's just denying at that point.
Yeah.
But, like, Brian's already on 4 lands. He's got 4 cards in hand still. So, like... I don't know. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Again, some more suboptimal playing here because it's just like this matchup is all about efficiency of resource use, right?
Yep.
Because that's all they're doing is trading their resources, and who can use them more efficiently is going to be the player that wins this game. Like we're going to see Brian here, he's going to get very far ahead with this disinformation campaign /
Is that
Sinister,
another one?
yeah, it's another one. I
Yep.
I like doing that just to take all the cards out of his hand.
Rough.
And that's why, like, you can't just negate a dispersal, a discovery. You know what I mean? Because Brian's gonna have turns like this.
Yeah. Well,
where
we do know that Brian was hurting for something because he did negate it again.
Well, he still had another counterspell in his hand.
Yeah.
So I kind of agree with him negating there. Especially when Jimmy's on like 2 cards, I think he had at the time, maybe 3, because he's getting a favorable exchange there, right? You know what I mean? Having said that, Jimmy here is still, he has an Eldest Reborn on 2. In the graveyard, we have a Thief of Sanity and a Hostage Taker between both players. So not the most impressive targets, but a Thief of Sanity, if left unchecked, will just win the game, right? So.
Yeah. No doubt it will. I mean.
The problem for Jimmy here, whatever spell he casts right now is... Oh, I forgot about the Dream Eater in there. That's right.
Do you have to bounce something?
No, it's the bounce is May.
Ooh.
I'm just throwing all that
all
away.
4 in the yard. Yep. I don't want any of these cards if I'm Jimmy at all. Like, yep, exactly. Just get rid of all these cards.
Whatever Jimmy casts, like the next spell that gets cast is going to get countered with a Sinister Sabotage, which is going to allow Brian to surveil.
Thought Erasure.
Ooh, and there's another surveil, which is just going to get these disinformation campaigns back. What's that? I couldn't really see it. Negate?
I think.
I'm surveilling that to the yard. No? Okay. I mean, he is still proud. I think he is still at 20 here.
This is why he did it.
Oh, there's a straight stroke. Honestly, better than negate in this situation. Much better.
I only saw the 2 mana and saw it was blue. I was like, oh, negate, and then I remembered disdainful stroke is in this format now.
No, I was gonna say negate's like not as optimal in this matchup as it is against a lot of the other control decks, because Grixis plays a lot of creatures. And see, this is what I was talking about. Is Brian's just gonna get way too ahead in card advantage, even though Jimmy does have this 4/3 flyer. It's truly not gonna matter. You know what I mean? If he gets one more surveil off and he gets these disinformation campaigns back, he's going to find the removal spell.
Yeah. I like how Brian passed though, instead of playing the Thief Laster to hold up the counter spell.
Here, I kind of like just playing two thieves maybe and holding up Disdainful Stroke.
Maybe, but
Because then you're almost assured to get in with one of them next turn, right? Unless Jimmy doesn't attack. See, he's not even going to attack here. That's why I like playing both out.
right, yeah. Another one.
I mean, I guess it's all going to end up being the same thing.
Yeah.
But it gives you the opportunity of, like, I top decked a removal spell, now I can come in with both of them. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit of a higher risk, higher reward type of scenario.
And Jimmy's just hitting lands here, and
See, this is a scenario where you might be able to, where you actually can definitely hostage take this Dream Eater.
Yep.
Because you have two spells to protect it.
he's just like, yeah, that sucks.
And now he's gonna get in for 2 beats with this, with these thieves. And honestly, these 2 hits with the thieves,
Oh yeah.
probably enough to wrap this game up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nicol
Nicol
Bolas.
Bolas. And he's like, oh yeah, they go to the yard. I never read this card. Oh, look at that.
And Sinister
Innocent
Sabotage.
Sabotage.
This game's over.
And Moment of Craving, it looks like.
He's got 3 counter spells, 4 power worth of flyers, 2
Ugh.
power and ground creatures, another 2 dudes and another dude in weight.
Oh man.
I feel bad for Jimmy just looking at 2 lands. They are beautiful betas though.
They are. Yes. Indeed. Jimmy's just looking, going, do I just concede here, or do I have an out?
This is definitely the spot where you concede.
I agree.
Yep. I agree. Good call, Jimmy. That game is 100% over.
Yeah. Definitely. Sorry, I'm just resetting life totals here. I'm gonna get this video like this.
This guy.
Man, I know. Alright, now I just gotta pull the other video up, because this is one of the games where it's longer, so it's 2 parts.
I do think this matchup, honestly, especially post-board, favors Brian. I think his cards for the matchup just line up better than Jimmy's do.
Yeah.
I think cards like, Jimmy's removal spells are like Lava Coil. They're not, it's not necessarily where you want to be in the matchup. Like we were talking about earlier, Brian's mana base is a lot smoother.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The cards that he's bringing are a lot better for the control mirror. You know what I mean? He's playing a lot more copies of Disinformation Campaign. He's probably playing more copies of Thought Erasure, or more copies of Duress out of the board. He's probably got more counter spells. You know what I mean? Just the straight blue-black variant. In the control mirrors, it's definitely favored.
Yeah. So we're gonna get this game going, and so Jimmy, they have their 7 already, and Jimmy's gonna mulligan. Brian's keeping his hand.
Oh man, and that's just, it's worse in this mirror. Mulliganing is worse than mulliganing against Jund in Modern. Just to give you guys a perspective on how rough this matchup is to have a mulligan in, it's very backbreaking, especially when Brian can have curves of like turn 1 Duress, turn 2 Thought Erasure, turn 3 Disinformation Campaign, leave you with nothing. You know what I mean? And then counterspell your next play. That's a very viable curve for these decks to have, and you are just out of the game at that point.
Yeah, looks like he's got a decent 6 here, though.
I mean, he's got 4 lands, a Discovery Dispersal, and another gold card, Thief of Sanity. So he's got game here.
Yeah, and there's a Thought Erasure. That was a good top deck.
Oh, man.
This is a weird hand.
No, it's not. He needs an island, and he's just winning. Honestly.
Yeah, it still just looks like a weird hand, though.
It looks weird, but like...
I'm not saying it's a bad hand. I'm just saying it looks weird. It's,
No, I get what you're saying. It's just for the people at home here. Jimmy is going to need a lot of help off of both the top of Brian's deck in the form of not hitting land drops for a while, and Jimmy's deck cooperating and giving him A, more discard, and B, just resiliency. Look at his hand. He's got 2 Vraska's Contempts, a Night Veil Predator. It's just exactly what he's looking for. He's got the 2 black sources to put everything online. All he needs now is 1 island.
Yep.
But you can see Jimmy just like no idea what to take here. Honestly, I'm taking Night Veil Predator.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
The card's just unbeatable in the matchup.
He does have Detection Tower, and we did see that game 1. That was the answer to it.
That's it.
That's it.
I mean, it's a 1 out of 60, and you can sometimes hit it with an Eldest Reborn, but like you can already see the Disdainful Strokes in hand for that. So that's not reliable. You know, casting a 5-mana sorcery spell is not a reliable way to answer a threat in these control matchups.
Yep.
So yeah, he does take the Night Veil Predator, gonna take the Thief of Sanity here. And, you know, Jimmy is very much in this game because Brian does not have an answer for this spell, this guy, this turn, which it's gonna hit and draw him a card off of Brian's deck. So we'll see here. Spin the wheel. Takes a Thought Erasure immediately.
Yep. I mean, what else do you take there? Not going to take lands.
No.
Can't. I mean, you can take them, just can't cast them.
Discovery Dispersal here from Jimmy.
Bin them.
No, you take one.
Yep.
Because now it unlocks your Angrath.
Yep, leave it on top, draw it. Cool.
Was that a Thought Erasure I saw?
It might have been another Thief.
Maybe. I don't know.
It was a blue-black card.
I thought so. Because if it was a Thought, I thought for sure he was going to fire it off, right?
Yeah, so this turn I honestly almost wanted to see him play Angrath.
It is a Thought Erasure. See, I wanted to see him do it last turn.
Yeah, take 2.
Well, you do it last turn, you take the Vraska's Contempt, and then this turn you know he's going to use the other Contempt on the Thief, so then you can play Angrath into a clear board.
Yeah.
And now Jimmy's going to be able to hold up, not Jimmy, Brian's going to be able to hold up this Disdainful Stroke for as long as he wants now. That was going to be Jimmy's one path to get there, but he got a little bit too conservative by not shocking in a land or something that he could have, you know?
Yeah.
And just casting the Thought Erasure. Now he's put himself so far behind. And, like, really, these matchups all come down to timing. You know what I mean? If Jimmy gets to resolve that Angrath on this board, what's Brian going to do about it if he doesn't find an answer immediately?
Yeah, no, they're nothing.
Yeah. And you see, he was just going to draw an island there. So, yeah, he would have played a Doom Whisperer, but the onus is truly on Brian there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe not. I mean, Doom Whisperer is pretty hefty.
Yeah, but we know sitting here that Jimmy has this Disdainful Stroke in hand, so...
Yeah, he's getting really punished for not playing this Angrath. He just drew the Discovery Dispersal, which would have protected it.
Yep.
Dispersal being the relevant part there. Detection Tower, Vraska's Contempt.
I think we leave both on top.
There's an argument for not taking the Detection Tower here simply because you've already dealt with one Night Veil Predator. You don't know how many copies Brian's actually realistically going to have, right? So getting through one is like probably at least half or a third. Mm-hmm. And you have a Disdainful Stroke. There's other ways to answer it. I really just want to find better cards, you know what I mean, at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, he does keep it on top. You know, he is afraid of it, rightfully so. That would just be... I've been on this blue-black type of deck for a long time, so I might have a lot more familiarity with how the Night Veil Predators are in the deck, you know what I mean, and how many copies a deck will play.
Yeah.
Plus, I know that I've played against Jimmy with the build that Brian's playing, a very similar build at least, and he got destroyed by Night Veil Predators. So he might just be afraid of it, you know. Mm. Maybe there's the rationale. We're going to see Brian here fire off a Thought Erasure, though. Revealing Angrath, Vraska's Contempt, and Disdainful Stroke.
Yeah, we'll probably take the Vraska's Contempt.
Yeah, it's either that or the Stroke.
I think you just... I don't know. That is really interesting, because either way you have to hold up counter magic for either one.
Yeah, he does take the Stroke, and I think... The argument there is, like, Eldest Reborn?
Yeah, not only that, but I also think that...
Stuff like Eldest Reborn, at least.
Well, my other thought process here is that by tapping 4 mana, you're only... At that point, you're only allowing him to leave up 2.
Right.
So if you have a 3 mana or a 2 mana counterspell, you know, Jimmy can't really answer it.
Correct.
Unless he has Negate.
Oh, man, there's some heaters off the top there, off this Discovery for Brian. Hostage Taker and Thief of Sanity. What are the looks?
I think you should bin the Hostage Taker just because I know how Brian plays with that.
Yeah. Well, there is a creature in Jimmy's hand, though, right? Or am I forgetting?
No.
No?
No, he has... No. Yeah. Just Vraska's Temp and Angrath.
Oh, he has a creature
He has
now.
a creature. Was that a Dream Eater?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've noticed that these decks are shying away from Dream Eater now.
Dream Eater's pretty bad, honestly.
I
played
still
some
think,
Dream Eater.
I still think it's a good card. I just think it needs to find the right home.
It's pretty bad in the context of Standard at the moment.
Yeah.
When there's just... Who cares if you're bouncing a permanent?
Right.
And it's got 3 toughness, which is the other issue.
Right. So like, there's situations where I think it could be really good. Like if you have a artifact that you can't activate Planeswalker abilities.
Immortal Sun?
So if you have an Immortal Sun out, Dream Eater becomes infinitely better because it's a 5/4.
Correct.
You know, but if you're not playing a deck like that, then Dream Eater just seems kind of meh.
I knew what you were gonna say.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It is kind of meh. No, let me tell you. I like I said, I've played quite a bit of Dream Eater. When I was playing the blue-black version of this deck, that close to what Brian's playing right now, just doesn't feel very good.
Yeah.
I especially don't like it in Jimmy's build because he used to be playing Nicol Bolas. You know, maybe he couldn't support it with the mana base he felt, but like on 6, Nicol Bolas is just, it's Nicol Bolas, damn it.
Yeah.
So
we're
talking
about the other Nicol Bolas, not the one that's in his deck currently.
the 6-drop, not
The
Nicol
7-drop.
Bolas, fucking Niv Mizzet. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, everybody. Niv Mizzet on 6. They're gonna murder me for that one.
Yeah.
You misspoke, idiot.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
So there's been some trading going on here. Yeah. Brian attempted to cast
another
a Doom
one.
Whisperer, but it got countered, and he's going to attempt to cast another one. This one probably also going to get countered. Maybe not countered, but at least exiled.
Well, we know he has the Disdainful Stroke.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Jimmy
Or does
knows
he
about
want to
it.
save it?
Yeah.
Here we
Dream
go.
Eater. And then Brian's sitting here going, do I want to cast this Disdainful Stroke here? I don't know if you do.
No, I think you're supposed to just hold that for the Angrath.
Yeah.
Angrath feels really hard to beat. Oh man, and he drew a counterspell here? So let's see, is Jimmy willing to deploy this Angrath now? Is Brian completely
What's
tapped
the other
out?
card in Jimmy's hand?
He's got an Angrath, a Sinister Sabotage.
What was the third one? I couldn't make
I believe it's a Vraska's Contempt?
No,
No, Dream Eater.
It's like, I have another one. What are you going to do about this one? Nothing, because you're tapped out. 4, leave Bolas on top, and put the disinformation campaign under him. Maybe. I could be right.
Probably. It's probably Disinformation Campaign first, though, right?
I don't know.
I wonder why he kept that 8th land.
It's red.
What do you need 2 red for?
Bolas?
Doesn't need 2 red.
How much is it to flip it? Isn't it 8 to flip it, though?
No. It's
Is
7.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was 8 to flip it.
That's why I'm saying, why do you need the 8th land?
I don't know. But we
Oh,
have
there's
Eldest
a
Reborn.
Eldest Reborn here from Jimmy.
Get a counter
Not Jimmy,
on that.
Brian.
There we go. Alright. So now we see this Bolas. Gonna play it. We gonna play it. Yeah. Play it.
Probably the correct play.
Yeah, I agree. Make him discard one of those 2 cards. Brian's like, yeah, I'll get to it. Maybe you'll forget about it. Maybe you'll just forget that I have to discard. And we see Hostage Taker, Doom Whisperer. So,
Wow.
if Brian draws a land here, real good. Because then he could have just Hostage Taker, get it countered, and then Hostage Taker again.
Yeah.
Which would have been
I still
baller.
think this is fine for Brian.
Yeah.
Jimmy's going to need a good top deck here.
He's sitting there like, I don't want to look at it yet. Don't want to look at it. He already knows what it is.
Somebody just railed the camera.
It was Barrett.
Oh, of course it was. Fucking Barrett.
It's like, I'm going to get you for 4.
Achoo! Achoo!
Bless you.
Thank you. Flip a Bolas. Eldest Reborn going off here.
Nope.
No, it's gonna interesting. Reanimate my Dream Eater with Nickel Ball has to bounce your Eldest Reborn. That seemed real bad.
Yeah, so we were all talking about this after the game, and we think that like this is kind of a weird play that kind of.
Hold up, real quick. Just want to point out another small one. That Sulfur Falls just got surveilled into the yard. He would have went one card deeper. These things are very relevant, people. Yep. Continue.
But yeah, like this is kind of like a weird spot because he's gonna play this Eldritch Reborn again, and he just gets another sack and another discard out of it, and then he gets to reanimate something else.
I mean, I guess he's just really banking on this Nicol Bolas to take him to victory.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem viable, though, when you're bouncing the Eldest Reborn. Eldest Reborn's going to beat Bolas, isn't it? Probably.
Yeah, my best guess is that it would. Is that another Bolas?
Yeah, he's got a Disdainful Stroke, though.
I'm going to draw 2 cards. Lava Coil.
And Siege Gang Command. It's pretty good.
Oh, it's a Siege Gang Commander?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, Brian is a counterspell, and he's going to counter this. I'm pretty sure his other cards, that's a negate, I think. I thought it was a Sinister Sabotage, but it is not.
Make him discard.
Vraska's Contempt.
He's going to jam it out, yep.
Do it.
Easy. Easy peasy.
Yeah, but now he's going to have to beat this Siege Gang Commander.
Maybe. He doesn't have a second red source.
I guess that's one of the arguments for the second red source. But it wasn't in his hand at the time, you know what I mean?
But he knows he has it in the deck.
Yeah, but isn't it it's like a one of.
Maybe. I don't know his deck very well.
I don't know, when you're in the face of like this Eldest Reborn and the Doom Whisperer, you really just don't want to be doing that, you know what I mean? You can't be playing for a land.
Oh.
Ooh.
Brian's going to read Angrath real quick.
Can't be playing for a land for a card that's deeper down in your deck when you have to like find answers to what's going on now.
Yeah. He's going to draw, and he's going to ponder this for a minute.
I like taking Angrath here.
I do too. Take the thief,
right.
Sack it.
No, you hit with the Seath, and then you sack it.
Yep.
That seems like an utter destructive blowout to me.
Yep.
You can see he's really looking at it like, does this work the way I think it does? Yep, he's going to take the Angrath. Yep. There he goes. Attaboy, Brian.
Brian's like,
in response. Oh, hit him with the negate. And you can see Jimmy just knows that is it.
Yep. Oh, I'm pretty sure he's actually just at 20 now.
I'm pretty sure this game's actually just over.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know. These top decks have been insane for everyone. He's like, wait a second.
Oh, man, and he has the Bolas off of Jimmy. He has Jimmy's own Bolas to make him discard the Siege Gang Commander.
Yep.
That's a beating. Discard your cast down, take 2, take 4. Jimmy's never gonna, not Jimmy, Brian's never gonna flip this Bolas, but oh well.
Yeah.
Eldest Reborn. Oh, and the Sinister Sabotage.
Yeah, at that point I would have just sacked Angrath. I don't care about it.
No, you counter that for sure.
No, if you didn't have the counter spell, you just sack Angrath.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Beats for 4 is what you do.
I feel like Brian's just firmly... Oh, another Eldest Reborn?
It's like, this one resolves.
You know, honestly, I like getting rid of Bolas here, simply because you're not... There's less interaction in Jimmy's deck for Angrath.
That is true.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a 2 turns slower of a clock, but it's a safer clock in my eyes. I mean, he's going to take your line, which... It's more aggressive, and it's going to do it faster than the Eldest Reborn. I don't know. There's arguments for both. It's probably correct to keep the Bolas and just test him, you know?
Right. I mean, and Jimmy's in top deck mode. So
I also didn't realize he was at 8 life when I was making my case.
He's at 2 hits from Bolas.
When I started making the case for Angrath, I was like, well, he's at 8. never mind.
High Frump, we love you. Just to let you know, that was in there.
What up?
Yeah,
so that is the end of this
2.
round. We're going to see you back for round 3.